Now, when it comes to getting away, we all want to be a savvy saver, beating the system with millions of us trying to use travel hacks to maximize our getaways and save some money too. Somebody who has not only been 9 times around the world since Race Across the World, but loves a good value getaway is Alfie Watts, winner from the previous series. How you doing, sir?
I am good, thank you. How are you?
All good here. Now, I've been following your antics since we last had a natter. You seem to have a great time at a festival in Malaysia. You actually in the UK at the moment?
No, no, I'm not. We are, well, me and two of my friends are doing a road trip of the US, and we're having a great time just outside San Francisco at the moment.
Have you actually been in the UK for more than 3 or 4 days recently?
No, no. I'm back on Sunday for 5 days, and then I go again for 4 weeks. It's chaos, absolute chaos.
And an amazing lifestyle, but one in which I think we'd all like to emulate, particularly when it comes to travel on our holidays. With what 4 in 10 of us considering themselves travel hackers, I think like they do something to beat you in the travel market. But what sort of things can they sort of do to help keep the cost down?
I mean, there's loads and loads of things, isn't it? I mean, as soon as you start the booking process for travel or a holiday, you're looking to save money as soon as you can. Particularly if it's a summer holiday and you've got family. So it's about looking at when you booking your flights. Are you booking early? Are you booking in the sweet spot, which tends to be, I find, 6 to 8 weeks before the flight departs? Do you prefer to have just the rest assured that in January you know where you're going and you don't want to have to worry about it throughout the year? Are you booking flights to leave on weekdays because sometimes that can be cheaper? Are you using incognito mode? All of these things can kind of all contribute to having a cheaper experience when it comes to traveling.
The incognito mode on your browser is an important one because some of these websites they do pick up on demand and then put the prices up accordingly. So if they know who, what, where, and when, they will try and do something to force you into buying before the price gets any higher.
Precisely, and that's how airlines work. They're fully on a supply and demand business model. So if they see that the demand is there, they know they can raise the prices because ultimately, the thing about flights is that there's very often not that many options.
So onepoll.com have provided the data here. What else were the standouts for you?
I think the standouts were that 18% of people say that they only get their travel hacking tips from social media. I find that really hard to believe because I don't know if it's just an age thing or if it's a certain demographic that answered the survey, but I mean everyone that I know is gets their travel hacks from social media. I mean travel hacks on social media are one of the most viral concepts that everyone wants to nail. So I found that statistic to be really low.
And having followed you on social media and seeing some of the stuff that you get up to, I mean, there is always something there. And you're one of those people who enjoys talking about what you've been able to do, and whichever of the brands that you're either working with or have saved you some cash, it's
For
people like you
me,
who's shouting about it.
yeah, and that's loads of people love doing that now, and that's kind of some people think it's the beauty of social media. I definitely do. Some people don't, but the shareability now. That's probably where the recent uptake of people wanting to travel has come from.
And it all comes down to using your cards properly when you travel too, to make sure that you keep costs down from sometimes what can be hidden charges from some providers.
Yes, so there's definitely a conversation to be had here because obviously some credit card providers will have international transaction fees, but then some won't, and it's really important that you use the ones that won't because if you can avoid getting cash out at the airport, or if you can avoid using cash machines where they're going to charge you those sort of withdrawal fees and deposit fees, then you can save money actually by just using your credit card. But you've got to be careful if you go into a cash only society because then you can get caught out of nowhere.
And yeah, and this does happen around the world. I mean, there are some places where you might even need to try and find a local app to use. And again, you need to look at the transaction costs on
Yes.
your card when you charge. So, because you will still get charged in the local currency, but you may have to use, say, their app to be able to spend. And if you are in a world where cash is king still, then it's the stuff in your pocket, the folding stuff, which will make a difference. And you've got to be careful how you get that actually out of a hole in the wall. So, I mean, what other fun things have you been doing that would equate to travel hacks of late?
So Virgin Red sent me on a challenge. Who basically conducted this whole campaign? They sent me from Johannesburg to London to New York exclusively using their Virgin points, which people can accrue with everyday spending. And the messaging behind the campaign was to kind of show people how far you can travel. using the beauty of the points. And the good thing is obviously people can save up their points by spending at everyday retailers on the high street, which again comes back to that whole thing of people getting more for their money, which is what people ultimately want when they go traveling.
Mhm. And of course, you obviously use Virgin Red when you're actually coming to buy something because you'll often get good deals there as well as picking up more points.
Yeah, exactly. And you still have to pay taxes and surcharges on the flight cost, but one-way flights to New York start at just 6,000 points in economy, 16,500 points in premium economy. So we're not talking about completely unattainable levels of points here. We're talking about a well saved bank over the period of 1 or 2 years, and you can genuinely get a return flight to New York.
So something which can say bring an extra holiday. It feels just like a holiday hack, but you've got all sorts of ways of spending your points. But I should think with the amount of travelling and the like that you do, you are actually racking up Virgin Red points like they're going out of fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. And for people who spend a lot on the high street, it's definitely worth going to the website and seeing if any of the retailers that you spend with frequently, you can claim points on, because then you're just racking up points for stuff that you're spending anyway. You're getting more for your money.
And so you mentioned the fact you're off again for another month. What have you got planned? I mean, are you going to avoid snow this year, or are you going? Have you? Because I've never seen you go skiing. I don't ever seen you do that because you seem to be enjoying a lot of travel.
Yeah, I do love a ski. Obviously not ski season at the minute, but skiing is definitely something I want to do in the winter. But I'm coming back to the States for some projects in next week, and going to Honduras as well.
So that's going to be good. Where do we find out more about Virgin Red and the pointing crew?
So virginred.com is where you can sign up. It's completely free to sign up, and like I said, just have a look at the high street retailers that are available on the website, and then you can start earning straight away. Start
Uh,
earning points.
Sounds good. And where can we find your trip using just your Virgin Red points?
You can go to Instagram or my TikTok. My name's just Alfie Watts on both. I hopefully should be quite easy to find by now.
You are. Alfie, always good to speak to you. Thank you again for joining us. Happy travels. Safe journey back to the UK for a little stopover, and have another brilliant time when you're out and about once more.
Thank you, Jason. Take care.